Gilmore guy myself.
Yeah, I'll take anything Adam's saying. What's up, everyone? Welcome to EDG Weekly Top News Quickie, our first one ever of these.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the new way we do the top news segment. Just a quick little rundown of the top 5 news stories of the week, assuming there is 5.
Yeah, it'll be a varying number from week to week, I think.
Yes, we were able to come up with 5 decent stories this week, though. The number one top story that caught my eye, Nate, Minecraft is going to support cross-platform play. So, great news, right?
Yeah, this is pretty huge. I mean, it's one of the most popular games of all time, and for it to be one of the first to support cross-platform play, I think it's pretty grand.
Yeah, so one of the big things that sucks to be a gamer in 2016 is dividing your friends list up. Some of your friends will be playing Destiny on Xbox, some will be playing on PS4, and it really sucks because it's like, you know, it's not everyone's going to buy the same console.
Right, yeah.
And it sucks because, you know, you're not able to play games with your friends, but Minecraft is taking, you know, the first step. It's a good test bed to try this out.
Right, because it's not a particularly competitive game. A lot of the reasons why we hear that cross-platform play isn't a bigger deal is because it might provide an advantage for some players over others. When playing
balancing
across
issues.
consoles.
You know, which controller is more supreme for,
Right.
you know, shooters. You know, a lot of people like to say that the Xbox has the edge when it comes to being able to control like a first-person shooter because it's got the off-center dual, what do you call those?
Analog
stick, and having it off-center like that supposedly could give you a little bit of an advantage. I don't know if it's true or not. It would be interesting to see like what a shooter on those two consoles would do. Like, I wonder if they could, you know, track some kind of data to see if it's in fact true that one console will run the game like more efficiently than the other when it comes to controls or something like that. So, but for now, Minecraft is going to be the first game that allows PlayStation and Xbox One users to come together. But there's a catch, Nate. I was reading the article, and Chris Harding over at PurePlaystation.com writes, Mojang and Microsoft announced today via a now-deleted tweet on Twitter that Microsoft will be the first true cross-platform game between Sony's PS4 and Microsoft's Xbox One. It says, there's a wee bit of a catch, though. It's not quite the announcement that we'd all been hoping for. It's for Microsoft Realms.
Okay.
So do you know what that means exactly?
I do not.
Okay, so it says, so basically it's the server renting side of Minecraft that will be available to players on PS4, Xbox One, and even mobile devices, and it will allow players to host their own games on rented servers and invite players from numerous platforms.
Okay, so in order to do the crossplay, you have to rent out your own server to do so.
Right, so here we have what we've all been waiting for. A game that's finally going to let us play on our own dedicated device together, but now it's behind a paywall.
Yeah.
So there's the catch.
Yeah, that seems
like a douchey way to do this.
Yeah, it is, kind of.
Because it's like here we finally have the hope, the dream that we've all had of playing together, me on my PlayStation, you on your Xbox, but you got to rent out the server to do it.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess if they're going to test this market, I don't want to say this is the best way to do it,
yeah.
But
we don't want to get it in developers' head that they can charge for this sort of thing.
Right.
Because,
hoping...
like, what if we... Because Battlefield is a game where you can rent servers and close it and control your own server. So, like, what if that's their way of making this thing a reality is that, you know, you'll rent servers and be able to have, you know, Xbox players come over to PlayStation 4 and you get to control it, and, like, by doing that... There's microtransactions attached to it and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of
douchey.
I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, on one hand, it's good that we have this as an avenue at all, but it sets a dangerous precedent for what we can expect for it in the future. especially if they continue to make it a paid sort of deal. I mean, hopefully it'll be popular enough and that they'll see that, you know, consumers want it enough that they'll make it the standard instead of making it, you know, you're gonna have to pay for this to get it to work. So yeah.
And it looks like somebody might have pulled the trigger a little too soon in announcing this because the tweet was removed. So I'm interested to see like when they'll make it official and officially announce this thing. But I'll take it. You know what I mean?
It's a step in the right direction.
It's a step in the right direction. And again, I think this game's the perfect test bed to kind of feel it out and see how it's going to go. Another great game, I think this, and it was a game to be rumored to be opening up their servers, is Rocket League.
That would be a good one too. Yeah.
That'd be a great one. I'd love to see Rocket League go cross-platform. Second bit of top news we have Battleborn. Looks like it's going free to play. This is another story that is unconfirmed, but apparently a really good source has said it. An unnamed source has said that it's going free to play, and it's going free to play as early as November. So we both played the beta on Battleborn. You really liked it.
I did. Like I actually thought this game had more potential than Overwatch, but I was wrong about that.
Yeah, we see all that went.
Yeah, it had so much more content than Overwatch. I like the characters just about as much. I won't say that I like the characters better than what I saw in the Overwatch universe, but I really pegged this game to be the Titan over Overwatch because it had content. It had a full-blown story mode. It had a lot of the same, you know, MOBA type, you know, game elements. But yeah, for some reason it just didn't make the cut when it came out at the same time as Overwatch did, which it probably shouldn't have done that. Those games were too similar and came out at too close a time for, you know, I guess for Battleborn to have survived at all. But I didn't think it was a bad game at all, and I'm kind of excited to see it go to free to play.
Yeah, my problem with it is when I was playing it, and it was developed by Gearbox Studios, the same guys that developed what's the word the game I'm looking for?
Yeah, they did another. They did you know,
one of the biggest games of all time.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Come on.
I have the Handsome Jack collection.
Yes, that's the game. But
what's the title of it though?
I'm sure the listeners know what game we're talking about,
yeah.
So let us think about it for a second. But as I'm playing
Borderlands,
as I'm playing Battleborn, like there were so many things that felt like Borderlands, but not Borderlands. Like you even hear like one of the voiceovers is obviously the same guy that did the character Handsome Jack,
right?
And it's kind of like they wanted to start a new IP and they wanted to get away from Borderlands because they've been doing it so long. But I don't feel like they fully did because it felt really, really similar. It's like...
It had a lot of the same voice actors and the same humor and the same dialogue.
Yeah, and even the way you fought the enemy in the beta felt really samey to me. It kind of felt like copy and paste a little bit.
Right.
And I felt like it was a little cheap. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to break away and start a new IP, then do that. Like, don't recycle stuff from Borderlands games and put it in. There's too much of that. Like, I think a perfect example as to how you break away from your beloved franchise and start a new one is we just talked about the game Horizon Zero Dawn. Guerrilla in the past did nothing but Killzone games. That's all they were known for. That's all they did for a decade. Horizon Zero Dawn, completely different game than Killzone.
Yeah.
Doesn't really borrow anything from what I can tell. That's the way you do a new IP.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know if maybe that's... I know Overwatch stole a lot of this game's momentum, and you know they probably shouldn't have launched it alongside. I still don't understand to this day how they thought that was a good idea, how they thought they were going to take out Overwatch. Like, they should have known better, in my opinion. But that what game were we talking about? Oh, Battleborn. Man, now I'm thinking Borderlands. But Battleborn is, it was always originally going to be coming out as free to play. So it's really interesting. When this game was first in conception, it was free to play. But then they started reacting to a lot of these free to play games not doing well. So it's almost like they're like, right before they were getting ready to launch, they seen these free to play games not doing well. So I'm guessing they panicked and they're like, no, let's just charge full retail for the game. I wonder how it would have done if it always would have been free to play and then they just charge transactions, different characters, different skins, things of that nature. I wonder if it would have been better if they would have just started that way.
Yeah, they might have had a much better opportunity to distinguish themselves from Overwatch with that model, and you're right, that might have been the best thing that they could have done, but hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. Now, another mistake that I feel like they're about to make with this game is it's a great idea to make it free to play, and then there will be some paywalls in there. I'm sure a lot of transactions, but they're doing it in November. Why would just do it at the beginning of next year? Maybe November. Everyone is looking at the big holiday games, so even with this going free to play, I still think it's going to get overlooked because people are going to be looking at the new Call of Duty, the new Battlefield. What else is out? Gears of War is going to be out. I mean, there's just tons of games that are going to be out around that same time that I think is going to get overlooked yet again.
Yeah, you're probably right about it. We already have a crowded holiday season this year.
It's so crowded, dude.
I mean, they might be able to pick up some extra steam by getting it out. I think it's probably a better idea to get it out before the holidays. I mean, because it gives players who are expecting things around Christmas something to play in the meantime. So
it's October 4th. I hate to break it to you, but the holidays are here, brother. I mean, like I said, I just think they should have waited for a drought and did it then. Yeah. I think it would have been perfect. And get it away from Overwatch entirely. I don't think that this November free-to-play release is a good date to do it. I just think there's still too much around it and stuff. So, third bit of top news. We have our PlayStation Plus free games for the month. We're getting Resident Evil HD. Now, what's your thoughts on that?
That's an awesome game to get for free, especially with Resident Evil 7, coming out pretty soon, I guess, or at least, having the demo out. It gives you something to get hyped about that for, so it's a pretty good game to just pick up and get yourself familiar with the franchise if you haven't already delved into it, and get yourself psyched up for Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, exactly. And then we just had Resident Evil 4 get released in August, so a lot of Resident Evil movement. Then again, there kind of always is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Then the other game we're getting is Transformers Devastation. Now, this is like a beat 'em up, right?
Yeah, it's
like really a fighter, I guess.
Right. A brawler, I think, would be a good way to put it. It looks awesome. If you're a fan, if you grew up with the 80s cartoon show of Transformers, this is exactly in that same vein. It looks like it's just a very fun game. Sometimes you just don't want to be in a dark, gritty world all the time.
The cel-shaded, bright, poppy color palette looks dope. It makes you want to play it. It's one of those games you play for 20 minutes. Hop on, hop off.
Right.
You got a friend come over, let's beat each other up for 30 minutes. So that's pretty cool. I think both games look really good.
Definitely.
I think Sony did really good this month with the free offerings. Top news number 4. Modern Warfare Remastered will in fact need Infinite Warfare disc to boot up. A lot of people, there's a rumor going around the internet saying that Modern Warfare Remastered you could buy standalone. You wouldn't need to buy Infinite Warfare. That's been debunked.
Yeah, I guess this is a smart choice on the publisher's behalf. Because it ensures that you have to buy both games,
right,
to play the.
They're getting some hate, and it's understandable.
Of course.
It's understandable. Yeah. People want to just buy Modern Warfare Remastered. They don't have any interest in Infinite Warfare. But it's one of those things that I can't really blame the devs because, who knows, like, people could potentially be overlooking Infinite Warfare. It could be a great game.
Yeah.
And it's like, if they would have just allowed you to purchase that on its own, like, a lot of people wouldn't have bought their newest, biggest Call of Duty.
Right, yeah.
Like, why would they do that? They'd be shooting themselves in the foot. And, I can't blame them. And people that aren't hyped for that game, I don't understand it. Like, it looks really, really good to me. Again, we always talk about that E3 demo that we saw that, had the guy flying around in the ship. He gets out and he starts grappling people and kicking them in zero gravity.
Yeah, I think it's a great deal, actually. I mean, you
Yeah.
get something new and something old at the same time, so I mean, it's just fanboys.
And don't get me started about the new zombie mode that you're getting.
Yeah.
If you pre-order, make sure you pre-order it because it's got a really cool, like, 80s vibe to it. Again, like, you got the bright fluorescent poppy colors and, like, David Hasselhoff plays a DJ in that zombie mode, and there's a mechanic there that, like, I guess when you have a boombox, you can use it to lure the zombies in that area and then take them out and stuff. So it seems really fun, but you only get that mode if you pre-order. So make sure you pre-order the game. Last bit of top news is GTA Biker Update is now available. We talked a little bit about the update in a previous podcast that we did, but the update looks awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you essentially what it is, you get to start a biker gang and roll with your friends online.
Right.
What's not cool about that?
It's nothing not.
It's
cool
like
about that.
Sons of Anarchy in the world of GTA. Go cause havoc, roll around on bikes, chill.
Definitely got to do that. You just have to.
Yeah, and it's a free update.
Yeah, so, I mean, thank you, Rockstar.
Yeah, I mean...
Thank you for being a developer who actually cares about their consumers and gives us, more awesome free content.
Yep. And that's all we really got to say about that. It's free to download if you have GTA 5, so go check that out. And I'm going to do a bonus top news, a number 6.
Oh, all right.
Today marks the 6-year anniversary of the best DLC to ever hit the video game world, in my opinion. The Undead Nightmare DLC for this guy right here, Red Dead Redemption. One of my favorite games, if not my favorite game of last gen. Today's the 6-year anniversary of that DLC. That right there, my good man, is how you do DLC. I know you didn't play it.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to play this one.
You should go shame yourself in the corner.
I'm going to go now.
Yeah. But thanks for joining us on this week's first ever EDG Weekly Top News Quickie. We'll be back next week for more top news. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.
See ya.